The GM is a joke. It's a mockery.
Oh, come on. Well, wait. Why, though? Why is it a joke?
What is it?
Coach, you probably didn't need one 30 years ago or 25 years ago or 20 years ago. But in an era of a transfer portal and basically having your own version of a salary cap, and with all this player movement, the days of a coach basically being his own GM and CEO, I don't think you can do that job anymore. I mean, you got to chart who's the backup tackle who might transfer that you could use, and then you got to figure out in the NIL, how much do we pay the guy? And then if we pay this guy incoming as a freshman, if he makes more money than everyone else in the room, then we got another issue with 7 other players. You kind of need that guy now, don't you?
No.
100%.
You don't. It's a joke. It's an absolute mockery. Every coach I know laughs at it. It's a fucking mockery. And by the way, there's only one Big Mike, and that's out there in Bill Belichick's world, and he's a GM because he's actually running the program like a GM. No.
That's
he's doing GM.
Everybody got.
No.
You're showing favoritism because that's our guy. He's on our show, and you like him.
No, I'm not because he's actually been a GM, Smitty. Like, I don't think you understand the title of this thing. GM means general manager. These guys are hiring in college football to give them that title have not a fucking clue what a GM is. And it's just a glorified, what Steve just explained, a guy to overlook everything. Guess what? Let me just give you a little thing. When the transfer portal started, we got access to it. Even myself got it at the JUCO. Guess what everyone did? Because Sark and everybody would bring me and give me the portal access so I can get kids that he told me about, or somebody Lanning or somebody would tell me about. And JB, these guys are into the portal. Get them, and let me get them from you in a year. You know what I'm saying, Smitty? That's how it worked. Guess what we did? 10 GAs, 10 young guys that are just grinders. You guys got the portal. Why all of a sudden is there a big old difference? So the GM's now controlling what? The money, Steve, is what you're saying?
Well, I think they work. I would think that they work with the NIL collective. And then they work in concert with the coach. Like, coach, does this kid fit your system? And if he does, let me do the background check. Hey, coach, this guy's a grade point average of 0.75, but we could find him a major. Yeah, I mean, you really think a coach has all this time to figure out?
No, not a head coach.
Players hitting the portal, and then they have to sift. No. They don't want to do that.
That's why you put 10 grunts on that shit, and you give them an area.
Grunts are just grunts. All right, so they do the grunt work, but now in terms of figuring out who do we like, who has a body type, who has a system, who has the twitch, who has issues, you do kind of need an upper management to figure out in concert with the coach who fits us. And then
if Lincoln Riley can't be that guy, then he needs to be fucking coaching JUCO. Because there's no way you're telling Pete Carroll that he needs a GM to tell him who the fuck can go and who can't.
And by your logic, why does Bill Belichick have?
Right, exactly.
No. Listen. This is that's why I said Lombardi is a whole different animal. He actually is a GM. There's a whole different animal between him and fucking Andrew Luck. Just let me give you a little insight.
Well, okay, so what is Lombardi doing differently to educate me at UNC?
He's not doing shit with anything. He's firing secretaries. He's actually being a GM, dog. He's running the entire whole operation as a GM. He's not just sitting there like, okay, yes.
Which includes what?
He's not like, oh, you're a 5-star, you're a 4-star, you're a 3-star. No, he doesn't give a shit about that. He's running the whole program as a general manager. He's firing people, hiring people in the upper admin. If you're going to do a GM, do that way. But you don't need to tell me. I don't need some guy, some bookworm, to tell me that Sharice Wright's 6'4" and can run like a deer. And that's what Pete Carroll's job is, right? He likes long corners. Guess what? He knows who he's recruiting. This is a mockery. I'm telling you.
Isn't it one of the GM's big responsibilities is building the team, though? Or am I mistaken?
If I'm depending on a guy to tell me who's going to be on my fucking football field, you failed as a head football coach. I don't give a fuck what anyone wants to sit up here and tell me today. I'm not depending or taking anybody's word and sitting with a suit on talking about Excel spreadsheets.
Right, but Coach, I would still like to think that Lincoln Logs Riley is still running his program.
Yeah.
But the new model is the GM player personnel.
Let me give all you guys a little insight. A GM is a glorified 10th coach so that we can actually put it on the books to get buddies, get nepotism, get homies jobs. I'm just telling you, it is a joke. I can show. I can't wait because I sent Steve a bunch of insight from personal friends that are coaching right now. I can't wait. I'm gonna send him 20 fucking texts today. The GM's an absolute mockery, but everybody in the chat knows better than me. You fucking nobodies. You know nothing. By the way, get a GM on the show and let's see how much he knows. He knows fucking nothing. If you think I'm going to listen to a GM tell me who's the fucking player or not, you're out of your goddamn mind.
Coach,
Silly the boss.
Coach, I'll just tell you this. And I don't think this will ever happen. But let's say in college football, we get to a point where we could start to make trades. Because look, again, if this is pro football, we might as well just go all the way with it.
Here's the thing, Steve.
The GMs make the trades in pro football.
Yeah, I'm confused. Like, so on one side, the GM is this guy, according to the chat. Oh, he's the guy running it. And then on the other side, don't we have collectives? Don't we have a year ago? Shaun King was on here like, hey man, they
raise the money, and then the other people decide.
Yeah,
I would think, in theory, the coach says this guy's going to save my job. He gets a lot of that money.
You guys got to take my word on this. This is a fucking mockery. This is a joke. The guy that's GMing is a mockery. Yeah. Let me ask you something. If Andrew Luck, who's the son of a very well-known administrative type of guy, old Oliver Luck,
West Virginia.
Hello.
If you don't think that Andrew Luck's going to take the first thing smoking to the NFL to be a real GM, then you're crazy. Which tells you that the GM in college football is a fucking joke. Because he ain't no goddamn GM, and everybody knows it. He's a joke out there. Look at Andrew Luck out here at Stanford. He looks like a goddamn joke. So, like, this is a mockery position. It's just like when we made the 10th hire to get a guy on the field, to get him on the road recruiting, to get him on the road. That's the 10th coach. Well, we got a 10th coach, Steve. We can hire a 10th guy. Yeah. You know, it was big in Miami because guess what? We can go get a Uso or somebody from the West Coast to be that 10th guy. It's a new slot. I'm just telling you, it's a joke. Promise you.
Coach, I'm just telling you that more and more programs are hiring player personnel department people.
No, I don't disagree. I'm not disagreeing with that part of it. I'm just saying that this actual title is a mockery.
The title. Okay, the title.
I'm hiring Smitty. Smitty, you're the GM. You get to hire Bailey as your fucking assistant. And guess what you get to do? Absolutely fucking nothing. Don't tell me shit about recruiting. That's really what's happening. You think Sark's listening to some fucking GM tell him who the fuck can play quarterback? Seriously.
Yeah, but I have a question, though. Don't you need somebody or people on your staff? Because you have to start recruiting these kids probably at 8th or 9th grade now. You do. If I'm the head coach, I need a staff to tell me, all right, who are the best 14-year-olds within a 100-mile radius?
No, you couldn't be wrong. You couldn't be
really?
more wrong. You know who they hire?
Who?
The street agent hood homie from the Nickerson Gardens who runs the Youth Pop Warner program in the hood, who has everybody's kid and who's fucking all their mamas. That's who you hire. That's who Pete Carroll hired. That's who Sark hired. That's who I hired. That's what you do when you want the youth. You get the youth involved by that guy. He's a hood cat from the project. USC has that guy. He's my friend right now.
He's my friend.
So that guy, so hiring that guy is better than hiring
right here. Well, I'm in my wheelhouse.
Okay.
Hey, Smitty, I'm in my wheelhouse on this one.
Right, you cooking right now? Okay, you cooking right now.
They got the hood homie for the 14-year-olds. They don't need a fucking 60-year-old white dude from fucking Georgia.
But to Steve's earlier point, isn't it helpful to have someone to just at least bare minimum to manage the portal, know what new names are coming in, know who's going out? Like, that's something a head coach don't need to worry about.
Why do you keep forcing it as the head coach all of a sudden? So now we've created a new stress on the head coach all of a sudden. Why do we have 10 coaches, homie? Like, what happened?
I'm saying they're taking away stress is what we're alluding to, right?
No, more is less. Just remember, the more cooks in the kitchen, the more ideas we got, the more asshole I got to be. Shut the fuck up, broad over there, Mina Kimes. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I just hired you because it's a fucking DEI hire. I had to be popular with my admin and hire a broad. Like, stop. Like, we're adding more and more shit, and it's making less problem. It's making more problems for our fucking head coach, in my opinion. Steve, you know better than anybody.
Why did Nick Saban then hire 85 analysts? He's the one who began all that.
You know why? Hey, my good friend Eric Keesall was the first guy hired. He was OC at Colorado. He gets on as an analyst, and when Nick Saban was doing it at a big time, you know what he was doing? He was running the cameras on a rope across the fucking field like this. And he was just the OC at Colorado the year before because Alabama was the first thing smoking to hire 96 fucking off the field guys. And then guess what? You know who else was off the field on that staff? Eric Keesall, future head coach at Kansas, OC interim at Colorado. They hired a guy named, who's the head coach at Maryland right now?
Oh, Loxley.
Yeah, Loxley. Guess what? He was off the field analyst. Then they had a guy named Sark who just got fired. And guess what? Then they had a guy named Lane Kiffin. All off the field to start. They started off the field as an analyst because they had coordinators getting head jobs the year prior.
But you asked Steve's question, though. You said more. You said as a coach, you don't want more coaches because that's going to make you more stressed. So he asked you, why did the GOAT hire that many coaches in, if that's the case?
Because Nick Saban is the GOAT. And he knew what he was doing. He was a GM himself. He didn't need a fucking GM. He needed a bunch of grunts to do all the dirty work. That's my point. I don't need a GM. I need grunts to go grind. Why are you guys making it so complicated? I don't need no fucking guy to tell me on a spreadsheet that the guy in Watts can go. I don't need to know that. All my fucking 10 assistants better be getting paid for what they're worth and tell me who the fuck's the go-getter is.
All right, so coach, if you get a big-time P4 job, let's say it happens, right? Second chance you're just going to say, hey, you're going to tell the AD, hey, slapdick, we're not having no one analyst. I'm going to have 2 GAs.
No, I'm going to have analysts. We're going to have analysts. We're not going to have no fucking GM. Now, unless I gotta have it by title, they every school has to have it. Yeah, we'll have it. It'll be fucking. It'll be the fucking guy we go to trainees with. He'll be the GM. I'll throw fucking darts at the board, and you're the GM. It don't fucking matter. You don't need no goddamn GM.
Oh, your stat. Just for my own clarity, you're a second chance.
I got D1 coaches watching. They're fucking laughing, dying, saying, God damn it, I wish I could tell the truth like
so
you.
If you're a second chance, right?
What do I know?
Who on your staff is managing the portal, just so I know?
10 Baileys.
10 Baileys managing the portal. Got
you. Yeah, fucking right. You know why? Hey, Bailey, you got the Pacific Northwest. That's recruiting area 1. Recruiting area 2 is the Midwest or the Pacific Northwest. So that's Oregon, Washington.
Yeah.
Okay, you got it, right? All that whole area.
Yeah.
Area 2, all right? It's Arizona, California, Nevada. Area 3, let's go New Mexico, Texas, and fucking wherever, right? That's how we break it up. 10 coaches, 10 zones, just like I did it. 10 zones in America, and then you got Hawaii, and Alaska can fucking fall off the earth because nobody's recruiting Alaska. So you have those schools. That's your 10 zones, right?
Yeah.
If you fucking don't give me 100 kids out of each zone to evaluate. So that's 1,000 kids by 10 coaches, correct? 100 per. So now I got 1,000 kids to evaluate. Now they're got the portal. These are all the guys that transferred from every which fucking way. Now we're plucking the portal in meetings every day and saying, all right, number 1 is O-lineman. That's the number 1 go after. I better have every fucking O-lineman in the portal on my desk today. We're going after who's the best O-lineman. Then the second best. Now, remind you, 133 Division I playing schools are doing this, but Ball State's not getting the guy from Alabama. They're going after who? The 28th tier guy. So you get what I'm saying? So you got to understand where you are. There's selector schools, and then there's other guys. So you're telling me the GM at Stanford is going to go get the fucking guy coming from the transfer portal to go that should be going to Bama? No, the GM ain't doing shit. The 10 grunts are, Smitty. I'm just telling you. Take it from me. I got this one. Go get you 10 grunts. Fuck a GM. Make that guy Mina Kimes. Doesn't fucking matter who that guy is. And then we go grind it out. Just telling you.